They told us about Noah and the ark, David and Goliath, and Jesus walking on water. But what about the stories they whispered about, or never mentioned at all? The wild ones, the weird ones, the ones that felt too messy, too magical, or just too real. Welcome to Bible Stories They Banned from Sunday School, where the veil lifts and the forgotten comes alive. Balaam's donkey didn't just talk. She saw what he couldn't, stood her ground, and saved his life. And how did he respond? Not with gratitude, but with violence. He struck the very voice that came to protect him. The story isn't just about a miracle, it's a warning that wisdom doesn't always show up the way we expect. Sometimes it brays. Sometimes it bleeds. And too often, we dismiss truth when it doesn't come wrapped in robes or titles. Tamar's story isn't easy to digest. She dressed like a prostitute, not to seduce, but to reclaim what was rightfully hers. Judah had wronged her, denied her justice, and left her to fade into obscurity. But Tamar knew her worth. She bent the rules without breaking the law. And when her truth was revealed, even Judah, the patriarch, had to admit she was more righteous than I. Morality in Scripture ain't always clean-cut. Sometimes justice shows up draped in veils and layered in scandal. And sometimes that's exactly what makes it holy. But what about the stories they whispered about, or never mentioned at all? The wild ones, the weird ones. Bones rattled, ligaments formed, and life returned. But notice, resurrection didn't happen in a palace. It began in a graveyard. This vision wasn't about spectacle. It was about hope rising from rot, about the sacred cycle of death and rebirth. God didn't avoid the decay. God used it. And if you're waiting for your breakthrough, maybe you're not in the wrong place. Maybe you're in the bones. The Bible isn't just bedtime stories and memory verses. It's protest poetry. It's survival scripture. It's the raw record of sacred people navigating unspeakable pain and divine mystery. What they left out of Sunday school wasn't an oversight. It was a shield. Now the veil is torn, the stories are rising, and you have eyes to see. So let's go deeper. If this opened your eyes or stirred your spirit, like, comment, and share it with someone who needs to know there's more. And baby, subscribe. Because Sage, she's just getting started, and the next story is already knocking.